Hey YouTube, yugiohmarketman here, coming to you with a video response for DrakoDMD with his little deck challenge thing with the infernities. I'm actually going to do the video my way, how I like to do deck profiles because I'm more comfortable with it, not just talking into the camera, blah blah blah. I will have the description filled with a deck list if you don't want to watch the whole thing, but I will be tilting the camera down in a second, and I'm coming to you guys with the main deck, the extra deck, and the side deck. The main deck is pretty much as cheap as it can be without being completely garbage. And I'm not playing tour guides. I can't afford them. I can't afford barriers either. So I have compromised and playing other things that are very competitive and piss people off a lot. So that's basically the deck that I'll be going through. And my side deck that I have here is just the way that I run the side deck for my meta. Your metas are all different, so you can change it up however you want. But those are the cards that I like running in the side deck because some of them trip people up and people aren't going to really expect it. So, and it's partially trolly because I like to troll people with my infinities. So, yeah, here we go. And there we go. Okay. Triple archfiend, staple. 2 mirage. The reason for 2, not 3 or 1, because 1 you never see it, and 2 it can be a dead draw. So, or 3 it can be a dead draw. 2 is nice. Triple necromancer. Triple E-wing infernal offer. I like playing 3 instead of 1 because, like DrakoDMD said, you can go into a gachi, and on top of that, this gives you access to level 9s like crazy. 1 avenger because I only like 1. I don't like having 2 avengers in the deck. That's just me. 1 knight, and the reason why I'm running this is because 1, it's not a bad late game card when your opponent doesn't have much on the field and you just want to poke him for a little bit to see if you can possibly kill him off next turn. And the other reason is because I can necromancer into a knight and then go into leviair much easier. So, and then 2 street patrol, and actually one of these street patrols is going to be taken out for an infernity general when that comes out. I'm hoping that it's not too high of a rarity and it's not that expensive because infernity general is broken if you get it in the grave. If you have it in your hand, make sure you can get it to the grave because otherwise it's just garbage. But yeah, 2 street patrol for now, and then I'm playing 2 dark grepher because 1, I picked them up, so they help. 2, they're not a bad first turn start. You just summon, and you can ditch 1 from your hand to the grave, and then now if you have the ability to get no cards in hand with a necromancer, your necromancer, I believe, oh no, mirage, my bad. Your mirage is live, so, and usually I'll end up sending street patrol to the grave so I can special to from my hand real easily. That's the monsters. I believe that's 17 monsters. Spells, you got staples, only 2 MSTs because of my trap lineup. You'll understand why. Launcher, ROTA to get the 2 grephers because I usually end up with 1 first or second turn, and I can just ROTA the second one in my hand. 1 for 1, I'm playing 3 level 1s. Foolish, allure, all darks. This is a tricky card. When you use this, make sure you drop off one of these 2, because if you don't, then you're pretty much going to minus unless you have a really bad hand. Book, this helps me with Thunder King a lot because Thunder King wrecks the deck, so book the Thunder King, do whatever the hell I want. Dark Eruption, I'm playing this over Recurring Nightmare because I can get back anything that's 15 or less, so that means Necromancer, Mirage, Beetle, Avenger if I really want to, but I use this usually to get back Mirage and then just summon Mirage, call Priority, Tribute, get the 2, and do some spamming. You already know how that goes. That's the spells. I don't know how many that was. Traps, you got the Solemn Brigade. Like I said, I can't afford barriers, so I'm playing barrierless, and it works out just fine. The Solemn Brigade. Then you've got 2 infernos. I don't like 3 because it's I just don't like it. Instead of 3 infernos, I'm playing 3 breaks, and this is another reason why I'm playing 2 MSDs instead of 3. And actually, I like this card a lot because you can remove 1 infernity card. So if you have another infernity break in the grave, you can remove the one that's in the grave to activate its effect. So it's pretty good. And I mean, obviously you have to have no cards in hand, but with my deck, with how I run it, I usually don't have any cards in hand. 2 deep prison because it's just trolly and it screws people over, and 1 botomless. Yeah, it's German. Just because, you know, it's one of the best traps of the format, and it will always be one of the best traps ever. And people don't expect it from infinities. Extra deck. Trish, Mistworm. I actually don't have a Mistworm. I just sold mine before I ended up making the deck again because I took a break from infinities. So I'm going to have to go find me another one. Stardust. Scrap. I actually really like scrapping here because I can set my monster and then blow it up and it'll be in the grave. Like, it can be like, I don't know, Street Patrol or something. I had to check the name. Triple 100 eyes, that's just a duh thing. You have to have triple 100 eyes. Black Rose, you don't really get into level 7s, but, you know, it's alright. And you can side a Dark Highlander if you really want to. But I feel Black Rose is more useful most of the time, so I main it. Brio, Gaia, Catastor, Surgeons. I've always played this in infinities because it's just so good. You win games with this one card alone, and when you pair it off with Armory Arm, it's just amazing. Like 3,200 first kill usually, and then you go into your opponent's face with a 4,000. It's pretty amazing. And this is in here mostly if you only have a necromancer and an avenger in your grave, and you need to get a level 4 on the field for some reason, you can synchro into him. So it's pretty good. Well, leviair, I don't have a leviair. I did the same thing with my mistworm. I actually traded the leviair for the trish and a bunch of other stuff. So I'll be getting a leviair again. And then the gachi for the 2 beetles. And the side deck cards that I'm recommending, this is how I run my side deck. It's 3 spells, 12 traps. The traps are for different situations. The spells don't really change much. 2 swords, so you can get your combo pieces and what you need. And it's just a real trolly card. It makes your opponent waste their MST so they can deal you some damage. And then they don't have an MST possibly for like your set solemns or your barrier, or not barrier, launcher or something. 1 extra gate, again, just a trolly card. It's so freaking hilarious when you know you're playing plants and they have 2 dandy tokens and they go normal summon glow up bulb, chain extra gate to the summon, declare level 2. And they have to banish their formula so they don't get the draw off of it until they get it in the grave somehow, and then avarice it back in. But they're not going to do all that. They're going to have a level 1 100 monster on the field just saying, crap, I'm about to die. So, 3 spells. And then you've got the traps, torrential, mirror force, 1 dust, just because I don't like back rows, 2 bottomless, just in case I'm playing like heroes or something. I'll side out like my dustshoot and like a break or something, and I'll side in the bottomlesses, and they'll be kind of iffed about that. 2 bribes. Again, I can't afford barriers, so bribes work out just fine. 2 light-imprisoning mirrors because you know, lights kind of screw up this deck. Fairies, you have a pretty decent problem with fairies, so if they try and go Venus into the gachi and stuff like that, you can just go chain light-imprisoning mirror to the summon, and they're sitting there with a 1600 and they're just going no. 2 compulse, again for anti-meta crap that you don't want on the field and heroes and stuff like that. And if your opponent has the tendency to bring out like big synchros and stuff, you can get them off the field with compulse. And one trap stun, again, a replacement for a barrier. So that's the deck. Hope you guys liked it. I've been playing this for a long time, so I know how infinities work, and I like to hear some feedback because I put a lot of time and effort into my infinity deck. I've always put a lot of time and effort into it because I love infinities. They're one of my favorite decks of all time. When they were the deck in days of Shining Darkness, I believe, I wanted to play them so bad. I just proxied the deck out and I would just play people for fun with it because I knew it was just freaking amazing. But once they got hit with the launcher and everybody was like, nah, it's garbage, blah, 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 and Brio was down to 1, I picked them up. And I've been trolling people ever since. So, yeah. Comment, rate, subscribe, all that other crap. Obviously do it to DrakoDMD because hopefully he lets this video go up as a response video. And peace out, YouTube.